4 update.
Good morning.
Where are you going?
I'm going to work. I'm going to Ace's office, and then I have to go over to the courthouse and file some reports.
Not today. No, this business is canceled for today.
Why? Did something happen to Asa? Did Renee have a setback?
No. As a matter of fact, Renee's back from the hospital. Pa's real glad to have her home. He couldn't be happier. So, I don't think he'd mind if you took the day off.
All right, Pa. What do they do to my father?
Mother, I don't want to talk about Carlo anymore.
But you had a meeting with him yesterday. I want to know why.
Because he wanted a favor done, that's why.
What kind of favor?
He wanted me to talk to Tina, so I did.
He wanted you to talk?
End of discussion. Now, could I get on to the good news? My decision to let Al stay with Max was the best decision I've ever made. I am thrilled with that decision.
Yes, well, you didn't seem very thrilled when you rang me in the middle of the night to tell me that you miss your child.
That's true. That's true. But today is a new day, and it shows great promise for the future. Max called this morning. He's bringing Al over to visit me.
Ah, so that's why you're all decked out.
Well, I'm not that decked out. A wife should be able to dress up for her husband and get ready for her son.
Yes, but Max isn't going to be your husband much longer.
I wouldn't be too certain about that. He hasn't filed for divorce yet, has he? And if I'm going to get my way, he never will. Hello, darling. Oh, gosh.
Hello.
How are you?
I guess we should have knocked, but Al here was real happy to be home. Hi, Julia.
It's all right, Max. Just like old times.
Tina? Good morning, darling. How are you feeling, huh? Did you sleep well?
Yeah, I guess so.
Good. Oh, I can see boredom is setting in. Darling, I know how difficult it's going to be for you to lie still and stay here and rest until the baby is born. So do the children. So we came up with a few things to help you while away the days. Let's see. Got your CD player, and there's some CDs in here. And, oh, Joey sent you his Philadelphia Flyers nightshirt. You're going to look just ravishing in this. And then there's this. And, of course, there's lots of books and magazines.
Oh, CJ's favorite stuffed animal.
Yeah.
Dog.
He wanted you to have that. And he said that his new baby brother or sister could play with it if they wanted to. He keeps asking me when you and the new baby are coming home.
Vicki, there's something I have to tell you.
What's wrong, Tina?
Tina, good morning.
Get out of here, Carlo.
I'm here because Tina asked me to be here. She's agreed to sign over custody of the baby to me.
Here's what you do when you don't find the rainbows in this time. Here's where you go when it looks like the rain won't end. Don't cry. I'll give you tomorrow. Let me be the one to share it with. And each day that follows, 'cause we only have one night to live.
If you don't stay away from my sister, I will get a court order to keep you away. I will not have you badgering her anymore.
She's already made her decision, Vicki. I had hoped that after these were signed, we could all be friends.
I'm going to call security.
Vicki, no. I did agree to give up custody of the baby.
When?
Last night. I'm sorry.
Tina, you can't do that. You promised me that you would do everything in your power to keep this baby.
There's nothing that I can do.
Oh, of course there's something you can do. You can join with the rest of the family in fighting this man.
No, because she's finally
Shut up,
realized that...
Carlo!
Vicki,
I'm talking to Tina.
Carlo knows too much. If he takes us to court, you and I are probably going to go to jail, and then Cord and Renee might go to jail, and then he's going to end up getting the baby anyway.
Tina, there is not a jury in this country that would believe this man. He's the head of a crime syndicate. He's a drug dealer. He is a murderer.
Your sister tried to kill me.
And you can't prove that. And if you try, I will turn this entire case around, and I will accuse you of blackmailing Tina in order to get custody of her baby. You know perfectly well that if we go to court, you will lose, Carlo. You know that. Get out.
No. Don't you understand, Vicky? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if we can persuade a jury that Carlo is lying because he's not going to give up. He's going to keep on threatening Cord and the rest of the family.
We will find ways to protect ourselves, Tina.
No, I have to make a clean break. This is the only way to do it.
I won't let you do it, Tina.
Oh.
You are much too upset to make a decision like this. I think we ought to discuss this when you are rested.
I have gone over this 1,000 times in my mind. Vicky, this is the only solution. Can I have the papers?
Tina, I won't let you do this, all right? If you won't listen to me, then at least call Cord and talk to him before you make a decision you will regret.
Cord's not involved in this decision. He's not married to Tina. He's not the father of that child. It's my son's baby. It's a Hesser, and that's exactly the way I intend to raise it.
I had Rafe check the local hospitals and the morgue. Nobody in either place fits your father's description, Alice.
I know. I checked them myself.
Well, so that's a good sign.
No, all it means is that my father hasn't made it to a hospital. He could be bleeding to death. He could be dying somewhere.
No, we're not so sure that that was your father's blood that we found in the warehouse. Maybe he wounded the guy that was after him.
I was on the phone with him, Bo. When he was attacked, all he did was call my name.
Yeah, but you heard the scuffle only over the phone. You see, maybe your dad got the drop on the other guy.
My dad was always a very gentle man.
Well, yeah, but he's had the syndicate chasing him for 10 years, Alex. He's always survived.
But that's before he perfected the drug. They wanted him alive. Now they're bound to know his work is finally finished. They seem to know everything else.
Well, I left your phone number on my answering machine just in case your dad tries to contact me. Now, I think it's important you don't go to work today. We should stick together on this. That way we can move a lot faster.
Also, if we're together and Larry or Rafe call me with bad news, I won't be out by myself.
I'm not expecting any bad news. I met your father, remember? I know the guy is smart and the guy is tough.
It doesn't matter how tough he is, Bo. If the blood that we saw belonged to my father, he's obviously very seriously wounded.
Let's just hope that the blood belongs to a bad guy.
I hope so.
So I guess we might as well get comfortable, huh?
You don't have to stay here with me. I know I'm not very good company. There must be 100 other things you'd rather do.
Look, I told you, I'm sticking with you on this thing, all right? So you're stuck with me?
I bet you Tuk-Tuk is in that toy basket over there. Why don't you take a look? Huh?
How are you, sweetheart? It's as though he doesn't have any toys at the mansion.
Well, Asa brings one home almost every night, but I think his favorites are here.
Yeah. Oh, why are we being so formal? Why don't you take off your coat? I have some nice fresh coffee brewing.
No, thanks. I'm not going to stay long.
Mommy? Yes? Can we stay here?
Hey, Chad, remember? We talked all about this. Now we're going to stay at Grandpa Ace's? I'll tell you what, if you want to stay here with Mommy, that's okay with me.
Sweetheart.
Okay?
Don't you like it at Grandpa Ace's? I thought you liked playing with all the horses and skating on the pond, and then you've got that lovely big room that's painted with all your favorite cartoon characters.
But I want to stay here.
Why don't we go upstairs and look at your toys, darling? All right? I think Mum and Dad want to talk.
It's all right, Al. We'll both be here for you.
Okay.
Come on. Let's look and see what's in your room.
I gotta go.
Couldn't you just spare 5 minutes for your son's sake?
I should have known you'd try to engineer something like this.
Max, come on. I haven't engineered anything.
Oh, sure you haven't. You just have your mother do the dirty work.
Mother decided to take Al up there because it was very awkward just now in this situation. A situation I think that we should talk about.
There's nothing to discuss. I called you this morning. I told you I was going to bring Al over, and I will bring him back to Ace's, period.
Do you hate me so much you can't spare 1 minute? for Al?
Try your guilt trip on someone else, okay? Doesn't work with me anymore. Now, I'm not gonna have to pretend here because Al's not here. Now, you're the one who agreed and encouraged me to have Al stay with me, remember?
Yes, because I thought that would make him happier. But didn't you see how happy he was to be home? Didn't you see how desperately he wanted all of us to be a family again? Didn't you see his face? Max, can't you tell you're breaking our little boy's heart?
Listen, if you want Al to stay with you, that's fine.
Al doesn't care where we live. He just would like all of us to live together. He's too young to be without either one of us.
Yeah, well, you should have thought of that before you did your thing with Tony.
I didn't do anything with Tony. I never did anything.
Hey, give me a break, will ya? I saw the videotape, okay? I saw what you did. You betrayed me. You betrayed our love, and you betrayed our son. Yes. Now listen, it's over. Get that through your thick skull. It's finished.
I have tried. Despite the pain, I have tried. I promised myself that I wouldn't get in your way. Then I see the pain in Al's face. I can't believe we're doing this to him.
We are doing this?
Yes. Your hatred towards me is so strong you're willing to destroy our son just to get back at me.
No, let's get something straight here. That's your style. I don't do revenge.
Give me a chance to make up for my mistakes. Give us a chance to remember the incredible love we had for each other. To recapture it. To build on it. For Al's sake, he's a little boy. He's hurt and he's frightened and he needs the security of a family right now.
He's not going to get any security from a family that has anger and resentment.
We can get past that. I'm sure we can.
No.
Can't we try?
No. I'm sorry, we can't. I'll be back to pick up Al later.
I have others, Tina.
Give them to me, Vicky.
No, I will not. Have you read these?
No.
Don't you think maybe one of us should? You might very well be giving up all rights to CJ, as well as the other baby.
In the interest of time, I can tell you the terms of the agreement.
Carlo Hesser will receive total and irrevocable rights to the custody of his grandchild. The child will be taken from Tina Roberts immediately after birth.
I consulted with a psychiatrist. He thinks it's in Tina's best interests.
Any and all visitation rights and contact with Mr. Hesser's grandchild by any member of the Buchanan family will be solely at Mr. Hesser's discretion. Boy, you haven't left anything to chance, have you?
Oh, I don't want any misunderstandings later on, Vicky.
No, you don't want Tina to have any contact at all with her child.
Vicky, just give me the papers.
No, Tina. Darling, you have to talk to a lawyer before you sign this, and you have to talk to Cord. He loves you. He wants to marry you. He's willing to raise this child as his own. He has a right to have a say in this decision.
Now, look, Vicky, I don't think it's a...
24 hours, Tina. I'm begging you. Give me 24 hours and think about it, please.
I don't need 24 hours because I've already made up my mind and I'm not going to change it. I just want to get this over with, okay?
Why? You're in no condition to make a decision like this now, Tina. My God, we're not talking about a dog or a cat. This is a baby.
Stop it!
Do you understand?
Stop it!
Do you understand the conditions that he is imposing?
Carlo cares about this baby and he's going to let me see it whenever I want. Right, Carlo? You keep telling me how much you love this baby, right? You know that this baby deserves a chance to be with me, to let me be part of its life, right? You wouldn't keep me away from it, would you?
Of course he will. That's what the visitation paragraph is all about, Tina. You cannot commit your child to a life without morals or values or honesty or trust or without its mother's love.
This child will have all the love it needs and the best that life has to offer. And now I must insist that you stop upsetting Tina. It's not good for my grandchild, Vicky.
He's right. I need a pen.
Tina, I am begging you. I am begging you not to do this, please.
Sign the papers. Tina. You know it's best for everyone concerned.
Go ahead and gloat, Carlo. But as God is my witness, you're not going to get away with it.
My condolences, Vicky. For now and the future.
We never did go to that Flyers game.
What?
I promised to take you to a hockey match. You remember? They've got the schedule for the rest of the season right here. The next home game is...
I can't make any plans, Bob.
Well, we can take Lisa with us if you want. We can take her and Kevin both.
It's not about Lisa, it's about my father. Couldn't you call your friends in New York and put the word out that you needed to speak to my father?
No.
It worked the last time.
Yeah, but it's too dangerous. If your dad's hiding out, which I happen to think that he is, then we should just let him lay low for a while. The best thing that could happen is if Carlo Hesser believes that his man actually did kill your dad.
Did you ever make the connection between my father and this movie that Carlo's funding?
No, not really, but Jake and I know that both the movie and your father's formula, those are both high priorities as far as Carlo Hesser is concerned. Now, it may be just a coincidence, but usually Carlo's pet projects, they're dependent on each other. That's why Jake and I are checking this out.
Well, I still don't understand how a mind-altering drug could have anything to do with producing a film.
Who is it?
Hey, Bo, it's Max. Is Alex there?
Hey, Max.
Hi.
Alex isn't coming into work today.
Yeah, I know that. Her secretary told me that. So what's going on?
No, she just needs a little breather. You can talk business tomorrow.
Yeah, well, this is personal business. You see, I want this divorce thing, you know, rolling pronto.
Okay, well, that can wait a day.
Well, no, I'm sorry, you can't. I see, Gabrielle won't quit until the divorce papers are served, so I want this over and done with as soon as possible.
Yeah, well, she's got more important things on her mind right now, Max.
Okay, well, listen, well, it'll take a half hour at the most, right? Maybe?
She'll call you tomorrow.
What's going on here? You're trying to shove me out of here, and you won't say a word.
It's all right, Bo. We should tell him.
Tell me what?
He knows about it already.
What do I most, what? What?
About my father.
What about your father?
He called here. He wanted to talk to Alex.
You're kidding.
He wanted to set up a meeting with her, and so he gave her the address, and then she heard this scuffle break out on the other end of the phone. All she could hear was him calling her name, and then there was nothing. So we went to the address. Turned out to be out in the outskirts of town. It was this warehouse. We got there. It's totally empty.
But we found some blood. A trail of blood that led out the back door.
But no sign of anybody.
And you haven't heard from him since?
No, but we're not sure that her dad was the one who was hurt.
But if he wasn't hurt, he would have called me. I mean, he's bound to know that I went to the warehouse. And you must know that I'm terrified.
Alex, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I came busting in here.
It's okay, really. It's okay.
You should have shut me up.
I thought about it.
I'm sure you guys checked the hospitals, right?
Yeah.
Hey, you know, maybe your dad hasn't called Alex because, you know, he's worried that your phone might be tapped.
Well, we considered that, Max.
I mean, he's been worried all along about you getting involved. You know, he's afraid for your own safety.
Yeah, especially considering the fact that Carlo Hesser seems to know every move this guy makes. What?
Is Max still here?
No. What's Al doing?
Playing with his train set. So, what happened with Max? Did you accomplish your mission?
He's not interested in reconciliation.
Right. Well, then I think you should keep Al here at home with you. You know how Asa feels about you. He might try to persuade Max to get custody of Al.
Max promised that he wouldn't do that. Besides, I'm not finished yet.
When are you going to stop deluding yourself?
I'm not deluding myself, Mother. It's true that Max's anger is stronger than his love for me right now, but it's not stronger than the way he feels about Al. I know he saw the pain in Al's face. I know it broke his heart. He wouldn't admit it, but I could see it. He would do anything to make Al happy.
I'm sorry, darling. I just think it's going to take more than Max's concern for Al, for you to get him back.
Yes, perhaps. But fortunately, I think I have the ticket, thanks to Asa.
Beg your pardon?
Tried to bribe me with $100,000 yesterday to get out of Max's life.
He did what?
Yes. Yes, he wanted me out of the mansion. He was furious when I was still there. I was stalling for time, hoping that Renee would get back from the hospital so that she could intervene on my behalf. Anyway, Asa lost his cool, accused me of wanting to hold on to Max for his money, so he bribed me with $100,000 to get out of the house and out of Max's life.
Can't believe it. Well, you didn't accept it, did you?
No, of course not. Besides, that's a pittance compared to what Max could inherit one day.
That's right.
Although I do think that Max would be appalled if he found out that Asa tried to bribe me. And very pleased that I turned it down.
But, darling, you can't really believe that Asa's going to tell Max that he tried to pay you off.
No. But I could make sure that Max finds out. Don't you see? I do have reason to be optimistic, don't I?
Possibly. But there is still one other thing that Max could discover which would destroy you.
What?
Carlo Hesser?
Oh, don't worry about Carlo. I took care of him yesterday. He's not a problem.
How did you take care of him?
I told you. I talked to Tina about giving up her baby to Carlo.
Are you crazy? I mean, what do you think the Buchanans are going to think if they find out that you're pressuring Tina on Carlo's
Mother,
behalf?
I didn't pressure Tina. I commiserated with her. I told her that I didn't think he was going to ever leave her alone until she gave the baby to
He's
me.
not going to leave you alone either.
Well, actually, he did me rather a big favor yesterday. You see, in the hospital there, I saw a letter addressed to Renee, but it was from Duane, the midwife who delivered Max. Well, I thought she was writing to Renee to tell the truth that Max isn't Asa's son.
Oh, my God, that letter's...
I know. But you see, Carlo saw that I was interested, and he took the letter and he gave it to me, and I was able to tell that it was only a get-well card.
Thank God. Well, did Carlo suspect why you would be interested in this letter in the first place?
He suspected. He wanted to know, but I didn't tell him. I just told him that I would go and talk to Tina for him, but that was it. I wasn't going to do anything else for him.
God, that poor girl. I mean, is she going to have to give her baby up to Carlo, do you think?
I don't know. I don't care. I've got my own problems to deal with. First and foremost, how to get Max back into my bed. And my life. I can do it, Mom. I really do.
You have made some disastrous mistakes in your life. This last one is undeniably the worst.
I'm sorry I've upset you.
I am not upset, Tina. I am outraged. Don't you know that he was about to give in on every single demand? I had him trapped for 10 seconds because he doesn't want to go to court any more than we do. But you had to turn around and give in to him.
Vicki, I could not have lived with Cord's death on my
Oh,
conscience.
Cord is not going to die. We have ways to protect Cord. You won't even listen to that.
It's over, okay? It's just over. There's nothing we can do about
Tina,
it now.
It's not over. The worst is yet to come.
What? What do you mean?
The worst, Tina, will be when you give birth to this baby. Because you're not even going to be allowed to hold it in your arms for 1 single second. Carlo Hesser is going to be right there in the hospital, and he's going to snatch that baby away from you. And there is not a damn thing that you or anyone else can do about it because you signed those papers.
Hey, how my two favorite ladies doing? Listen, Tina, I know you're stuck here in the hospital.
What's going on?
Nothing.
What's wrong? Hey. Look, it's like I walked into the middle of a wake here. What's going on here? Look. Is this something about the baby or the complications I don't know about? Ladies, what's going on? Wait a minute. Carlo Hesser was here again, wasn't he?
Yes, Carlo Hesser was here.
Oh, man, I have had it with that jerk. Herb Callison's got to be able to do something about him.
Cord, forget it. It's all over.
What do you mean, over? What are you talking about?
She signed the papers. Carlo has won.
What?
Tina, you did. Tina, you love this child. How could you give it up? Especially to Carlo Hesser.
I had no other choice.
Oh, Tina, no. Oh.
Court, just leave me alone. Just leave me alone.
Tina, I'm not going to leave until you tell me why you gave up your child to Carlo. It was to protect me, wasn't it? Tina, I need to know here.
Yes. Court, I couldn't let you go to jail for destroying evidence of a crime. What would happen? You and I would both be locked up, and then he would end up getting the baby anyway.
Why didn't you feel you could talk to me about this before you made the decision?
It's not just you.
Oh?
It's Vicky, too. She was willing to perjure herself so that I wouldn't go to jail.
Well, thank God for Vicky.
No, not thank God for Vicky, because then she would have gone to jail and her whole career would have been ruined and her value to the community would have been
Her value
shot.
to the community would have doubled, Tina. Everybody in this town knows exactly what Carlo Hesser is, and they all hate him for it, Tina. If they realized that he was blackmailing you, trying to get your child away from you, they would hate him even more than they do right now, and Vicky would turn out to be a hero.
You don't know that.
Oh, I do know that, Tina. Just as I know that no judge in his right mind would ever take a child away from you and give it to some drug lord.
But that doesn't matter. Don't you see? Carlo would just kill us all and then sue for custody. It doesn't matter, Court. I didn't want you or Vicky to get hurt anymore.
And you didn't feel you needed to discuss this with me at all, did you?
Good night, baby.
Not anymore, it's not, Tina. You took care of that. You know, Tina, I was involved in this. I had decided to love this child as my own. And you just went ahead and you signed the papers, Tina. Without even consulting me. You giving away a baby that I have grown to care for without even telling me what you were planning on doing.
I didn't want to argue.
You know, you promised me that we were going to share everything, Tina. I mean, because that's what people who love each other, people who want to get married, that's what they do, they share. But you just can't do that, can you?
Court, listen to me. I couldn't stand the pressure anymore. I was afraid for the baby. I had to do something to protect it.
Together, Tina, we might have found a way. But once again, you chose not to even give us a chance. You let him win, Tina. You let Carlo win. You let him beat all of us.
Cord, don't walk out on me.
How's it going?
Okay. Larry. Can I talk to you about Mr. Barnes for a minute?
What about him?
Well, he doesn't think he's ready to exercise. He's afraid he'll have another heart attack if he does.
Never said anything to me about that.
Well, he doesn't want you to think he's a coward, but he's afraid.
All right, well, I'll get someone to talk to him. Thanks for the tip.
Yep.
I guess I never really realized how much better off my patients are with you around to look after them.
You mean for me to be around to butt in and tell you how to do your job?
I mean, I'm serious. I like it. You keep me on my toes. Good to see you back in the swing of things here.
Thanks. It feels real good to be back. I feel like I'm finally at home.
Great.
So, anyway, here's the chart. Have you talked to Dan lately?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, he called last night. He's set up that free clinic in South Philly. He's also found an apartment with Laura, so nice place in the neighborhood.
Dr. Woollett. Tina has signed these papers giving me complete custody of the baby as soon as it's born. I want to be called immediately when she goes into labor. I'll make all decisions concerning the baby. Under no circumstances is Tina to be given the baby to hold. And the Buchanans are not to be allowed to interfere in any way. Is that understood?
Vicky, is this legal?
Yes, I'm afraid it is.
Why? Why would Tina want to give away her baby?
Mrs. Grand, it's not exactly being given to a stranger. I am the child's grandfather.
Cord and Tina, they were getting back together.
Cord Roberts is not the child's father. He is not involved in this matter.
Vicky, was Tina alone when she signed these?
No, I was there for all the good it did. I couldn't talk her out of it.
Do you want me to have a shot at it?
You'd be wasting your breath. Tina is no longer capable of thinking straight, thanks to Carlo. He's poisoned her mind.
It's a dark two-door sedan
Yeah, I see it.
with two men that were looking toward this window.
Hey, Bo, get away from the window, will you?
No, I want him to see me, Max. I want him to know that Alex isn't up here alone.
Then what makes you think that they're watching this window?
I've been on enough surveillances to know when somebody else is on surveillance.
The two guys sitting in a car by themselves drinking coffee in a paper cup, Max.
Where are you going?
Out back. I'm going to surprise them, find out who they are. Hey, Bo, stay by the window, okay?
Nah, it's too late. They just drove away.
Well, get their license plate. I can call the FAB and have them checked out.
Did you get it? Huh?
No, they waited until the light changed and they pulled between two trucks.
What kind of agent are you?
This confirms it for me, Alex. Your dad is okay. Otherwise, why would you have people watching your place unless they thought your dad was going to try to make contact?
Because they could have killed him and realized he didn't have the formula. They may be looking in our window because they think that maybe you or maybe I have the formula.
You gotta hang in, Alex. Give your dad a chance to contact us.
Okay, look. Max, I'm more than happy to do your paperwork for you. I need to be busy, so if you're sure it's what you want.
Yeah, I'm positive.
Tina signed these papers of her own free will. You were there. You know I didn't coerce her.
Coerce her? You have coerced her every second since the time you found out that Johnny was the father of the baby. You have hounded her and threatened her until she finally capitulated to your demands.
Oh, she could have said no. She could have changed her mind, but she chose not to face the consequences. Family loyalty, Vicky, is not without its price.
What the hell do you know about loyalty or family or anything else for that matter? You see what you want and you take it, and it doesn't matter if you have to blackmail or kill to get it.
I'd hope you'd be more gracious, but obviously that's impossible. Well, it doesn't matter. I got what I wanted. I've got the baby. That's all I care about.
Tina's life will never, ever, ever be the same now without her baby.
So what does that mean, Tina? You changed your mind? You're ready to try to get this child back? You want to fight to try to get this child? Tina, together we can find a way to do that.
There's nothing we can do, Cord. I have to give Carlo the baby.
No, you don't. Tina, we get ourselves a lawyer, right? We take the jerk to court. There's no way I'm going to give up on this that easy.
It's over. There's nothing we can do.
You know, out of all the stupid things that you have done in the past, Tina, this really takes the cake.
This is not stupid.
No.
I know what I'm doing. I do know what I'm doing, and I hope to God that in a couple of days you will understand that I'm doing the right thing.
Tina, I don't think I will understand this in 100 years. You remember when you spent months looking all over the world trying to find CJ? Because you just had to have that child in your life. You couldn't live without that child. Now, with the stroke of a pen, you've given away this child, Tina. A child that I wanted every bit as much as you did. And you gave it away to a man that you know is a murderer, Tina. I don't know if I can ever forgive you for that. I don't.
We should have heard from my father by now.
Are there any other hospitals in any other cities that maybe we could check?
Yeah, Pine Valley, Folsom, Maryville.
Well, I'd like to go to them. Okay?
Yeah.
Are you staring at me?
Yeah.
Why?
You're beautiful. Right? Can't help it. Why don't you get your coat, and then I'll check the answering machine just in case your dad calls.
Okay. Are they still there?
No sign of anybody. I parked in the back, so we'll take my car.
Okay.
Oh, Gabriella, but are you going somewhere?
No. Max just called. He's coming right over.
Oh, no. So soon. I've just made Al his favorite
Well, no, I
lunch.
don't think he's coming to pick up Al. I think he's had second thoughts about this divorce. I don't think he wants to hurt our son.
Oh, well, if he's changed his mind, he's certainly done it very quickly.
Parents do anything for their children.
Yes, I know. But, darling, I wouldn't put too much store in what Max might do.
Oh, would you stop being such a pessimist? You're depressing me. Excuse me? Hi, come in.
Hi.
Have you misplaced your key?
No. Hello, Julia.
Hello, Max.
Well, then why the formality? You know you're welcome to come in here anytime you want.
I think I'll just go and finish up lunch. Excuse me.
I do hope you'll be able to join us. Mum is preparing hot dogs and mashed potatoes.
I'm sorry
It's
to
Al's
say
favorite.
I can't. It's not going to take long. I came and to give you this. I want you to understand everything so there's no surprises.
What is this? Alex Olenov? Why is she writing me a letter?
Because I've asked her to represent me in the divorce. This is a preliminary agreement about property and custody of Al. So we could avoid a long court battle. I think it's fair, but I suggest you show that to your lawyer. And if you don't have any objections, we can get on with our divorce.
Vicky, wait up.
Cord, did you get her to change her mind?
No, I didn't. I tried. I tried everything I knew how to do. Didn't work. She just wouldn't listen to me.
I stood there and I watched her sign the papers, and it was awful.
Yeah, well, I'm still trying to figure out how we can get out of this.
Knowing Carlo, I'm sure there's no way to break that contract.
Man, I could have prevented this whole thing, Vicky.
How?
How? When Tina first told me that she was pregnant with Johnny's child, I saw how scared she was. I mean, I could have told her I loved her. I could have married her right then. I could have taken care of the child. I could have loved it then as my own. I just let my anger and my pride get the best of me. Vicky, she loves this child. I know she does.
Yes, she certainly does. I never doubted that for a second.
That is why I cannot understand this at all.
Perhaps not. Cord, do you think maybe she's got something going? Do you think she's cooked up some sort of harebrained scheme to keep the baby after all?
Well, she's a champion at that kind of thing.
Well, I would much rather believe that than to believe that she just signed that baby over to Carlo Hesser.
Yeah, but Vicky, she knows how all of us feel about this child. How much we all love it. It's not just her loss anymore. It's all of our loss. She wouldn't put all of us through that kind of an ordeal.
Unless she was very desperate.
Well, what do you think? You think maybe one of us should keep an eye on her?
Oh,
just in case?
No, I don't think that's necessary. I mean, she's not going anywhere, is she? She's got to lie there and rest. I'll look in on her later on. And... Cord, you're not going to turn your back on her, are you?
Vicky, I'm trying, but...
I know, and I feel the same way, but believe me, she needs us right now, and she's going to need us even more when the baby's born.
Vicky, I would love to be there. I would. I'd love to say that I can be there But I don't know if I can. I don't know if I got it in me anymore.
Well, it's not going to happen for a few weeks. Maybe by then.
Maybe, but I can't make any promises.
Oh, dear, I have a meeting at City Hall.
I have to get to the banner. Come on, I'll walk you to your car.
Hi, Tina.
Hi.
Are you having a chill?
No, I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no, I've just had a really tough morning.
I was just at the nurse's station when Mr. Hesser showed the papers to Dr. Woloch. Must have been very difficult for you to give up custody.
Yes.
Well, Dr. Woloch wants me to keep a special eye on you.
Why?
Well, Tina, you've been under tremendous emotional stress. And he's concerned about you.
I'll be okay. I really will.
Tina, do you mind if I ask you something?
What?
Well, please don't think that I'm prying, but, well, I knew all about you and Cord Roberts before I came to work here. I used to work for Dr. Kennelly. He's an insurance doctor. He examined Cord for his life insurance policy. He took a blood test.
Right. Amanda, do you mind? I'm really exhausted. I don't want to talk right now.
Of course. Look, I'll check in on you later, and maybe we can talk then.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank
you. You need anything, you buzz me.
All right, thank
you.
you.